What I can say about loving, peace is, caring is that if you don't understand what caring is, then you'll be abusing the person who shows care for you. You won't care for other people and you won't be able to forgive. For example, if I know that Nonaiba, for example, is a caring person, I will take advantage of Nonaiba's caring just because I know she's caring, and then at the end of the day, she'll live with regret, and then that will lead to people not being able to forgive and all that stuff. If you learn the kindness and how it is, how you're supposed to apply kindness to other people and caring, then you won't be able, you won't find yourself in a state of regretting what you did or making other people useless.
I absolutely agree with what you just said, because with the example that you made, that people who are taken advantage of tend to, if you don't deal with that when it starts, and you don't talk about it, and you don't tell the person that, look, I don't like what you're doing, and then it's gonna pile up, and then, like I said, if you don't talk about it, then you will not be able to forgive other people, and then when you come across other situations, you will still have those feelings, and then it will be hard for you to forgive other people.
First of all, refers to the shopping. Refers to caring or feeling the shopping.
Yeah.
So how do you forgive the people? Because it sounds like a lot of people, when they see being kind as a weakness, so they take advantage of you. And a lot of you have been speaking about that. So how do you personally get past that? How do you deal with that?
Forgiving is not an easy thing to do. I can tell you from experience. I've had people take advantage of me many times, and forgiving those people is not easy. It's all about being you and keeping the peace in you to forgive. Because if you don't have peace inside you, then you won't be able to forgive the other person, and then you won't have peace towards other people.
Yeah, it all boils down to self-respect. Because if you respect yourself that much, you will not go to an extent where you wouldn't forgive someone. That means that there's something that you're not happy with, and that's why you cannot forgive someone else. Or there's something that you haven't made peace with, and that's why you can't forgive another person. Or there's something that's a problem, and that's why you cannot forgive another person. So it's basically, you have to look at what's bothering you, reflecting on yourself, before reflecting on the person that you cannot forgive. Yeah.
Actually, what I love about forgiving someone is that once you forgive that person, even if that person has done a lot of bad things to you, it kind of like feels like you punishing that person. Because let's say the person has done like bad things to you, and then suddenly you're not mad about it, you're not showing any like feelings towards that person. Like if you're not upset about the things that that person has done, then what I realize is that the moment that you don't show any grudge or anything, it kind of feels like you're punishing that person, because they get like amazed because they've done something with you and you're doing nothing about it. You're just smiling and you're acting normal. So for me, that's one thing I love about forgiving someone, because you're freeing yourself, but while freeing yourself, you're punishing someone for what they've done. Because next time, it kind of like teaches someone that next time they won't repeat what they've done. Yeah, but without any word.
To what you're saying that you forgive the person just like that. Sometimes you've got to confront the issue in order to forgive, because you might think you've forgiven, but then it actually is piling up inside, and then when something comes up again, it all comes back to you.
Yeah, I know, but it's just how I deal with things. Okay, fine.
And what I find, sometimes you don't have to talk about everything and every problem that you have, because when we're talking about those things in a space, you know, we're learning how to deal with those issues on our own. So I understand what One is saying by, you know, just leaving that person with the guilty conscience, you know, just know that what you've done is wrong and you're offering yourself in a way. Because maybe that's the way you're handling things, and that doesn't mean that those stuff are gonna pile up, but you're just freeing yourself with a free spirit.
So how does what you're saying tie into confronting issues? Because what I'm hearing you say is that you just say, oh, okay, you did a bad thing, and I'm just gonna sweep it aside and leave you with it. But what about confronting issues?
You see, sometimes when you confront issues, okay, talking about myself, I've had a trouble dealing with confronting. I've never have that much of gut going to someone and actually confronting them, because what I'm afraid of is that sometimes it backfires, because
The response.
Yeah, the response, and after that the tension, because some people they feel like I'm making fun of them. Like, I can't go to someone and say, you know what, I hate what you did and this and this and this and this and this. But luckily what I've experienced is that if I'm quiet and I don't talk about it, I'm just fine. People get to see that, okay, what I did is actually wrong. And then they come up front and apologize. And then I don't hold back and say, okay, you know what, I'm not going to forgive you about this. I just say, okay, I just hope you learned your lesson. And then luckily those people won't repeat that. It's been a hard thing for me to actually go to someone and say, you know what, you messed up, and for that you've hurt me and those stuff. But then I've tried doing it, and actually what I was afraid of happened, because people tend to change things. If you go there, I didn't go there because I wanted a show off or people to see me as good, you see. I just went there because I was trying to sort things out, but then it turned out that I wanted to be seen as a good one and Miss Goody, yeah.
For me, going to the person and actually confronting them when they've done something to me is like the only way that I can have peace and free myself. So what I do when a person has wronged me is I go to them and I tell them how I felt about it. But what I've had to learn is that I must not go there expecting too much, because that's where you regret going there because you did not get the answer that you
wanted to hear.
that you wanted to hear. So when I go there for my own sake. I go there, I tell the person, I did not like what you did, and if it repeats, I tell the person again, and then it repeats, then I'll have to make peace with myself and see what is it that I'm doing that's allowing the person to keep
Doing the same thing.
to keep hurting me and to keep doing the same thing that they are doing. So for me, going up to the person and then talking to them is like the only way that I can have peace.
It's also I can say it's also a way of showing caring, because you're making the person aware of how you feel, and at the same time you're correcting the person. But then if you sit with their feelings and then you sit with them expecting that the person sometimes will come to you, but then in most cases I don't think it happens, does it? Yeah.
For me, I can say that confronting issues is the enemy of mine, because I know I do have guts to go and tell the person that I didn't like what you did to me, and I didn't feel okay after you said what you said to me, but I'll find myself, like, I'll find peace even though I didn't go and tell the person that I don't like what you did to me, and I'll not have a grudge towards him or her, but sometimes I'll try by all means to kind of have this, like, I don't want anything that